Hey guys, welcome to my July favourites. This is the first favourites video that I filmed this year and possibly the first favourites video I filmed for over a year. And yeah, time gets away from me sometimes. I kind of thought about doing a roundup of what I've been loving throughout the year so far, but being as I've mostly been on like project pans and such, there's not much real favourites going on there. So I just decided to talk about things I've been absolutely loving over the past month. So I'm just going to jump right in, and I want to start with the first favourite, which I discovered right now, and that is this camera. I can use it while it's plugged in. Who would have thought that you could just plug it into the mains and it would work? So yeah, I'm super excited about that one. It means I don't have to wait for it to charge and stuff. I can just plug it in and go. Awesome. But yeah, into the real favourites, I want to start with brushes, and I just want to do a quick roundup, sort of rapid review of Morphe brushes, because I don't know if I can really be bothered sitting down and doing a whole video on Morphe brushes. I might do a blog post, but I don't know if I can be bothered doing a video on it. So I'm just going to do a quick rapid fire session right now. As far as pricing goes, they are extremely reasonably priced. Shipping depends on how much you want to spend, really. I've done it through track shipping and then surface shipping, and both times my order came quite promptly and I didn't really have a whole lot of problems. Customs will depend on the size and weight of your package. It does generally go by price, but if it's a small box, it can sometimes just whip right through. If it comes in a mailer bag, it can sometimes just whip right through. If you're getting like, you know, a big old box this size, then yeah, customs are totally going to pick up on it and charge you. But yeah, so that whole side of things, the before you get them side of things, everything's a-okay. It's basically just like purchasing off of any other American website. Smooth sailing, great customer service, everything. As far as the actual brushes, I don't think they're accurately represented on the website. They do look a bit different, or like they need some sort of scale of reference so that you know how big they're going to be. You know, if they just like lent them against a measuring tape or something, that would be so much better. But as far as quality goes, they are generally soft. The ferrules in all of them have been really firm. I haven't had any shaky ferrules. The handles feel really nice and smooth. I so far haven't had any problems with the writing rubbing off or anything like that. I have washed them all twice so far. Now, I would recommend getting brush guards because they don't, as with all brushes, they do dry splayed, so you're not going to get the same compact effect as when you first got them. As far as bleeding, the brushes that start with a B, I have the B1 and a B3, and I have a couple of eyeshadow brushes that are from the B range. They're the B range, and they're the ones that have all black bristles, and some of them have black and oh, there's one. I should have just got them to start with. These are all from the B range. Some of them have little white hairs as well, but the ones that are mostly just black hairs. These do bleed. They're dyed black hair. They do bleed. The first time you wash them, they do bleed a lot, which is common with dyed black brushes. I've had it with brushes like this one. This is from QVS. They don't make this brush anymore, but I've had brushes like that from this brand. This one in particular bled a lot when I first got it. I've had brushes like this from e.l.f. that have bled. It's a perfectly normal thing when you get a dyed black brush, so don't freak out, it happens. They do shed a bit as well because, well, this one and the powder brush, these haven't shed. The eyeshadow brushes didn't shed, but the powder brushes did because, you know, like, there is a ton of bristles in here. There's so many bristles. There's bound to be some that are loose, but after like the second wash there wasn't any more. Like, see, I'm doing it right now. It's not like there's tons coming off or anything. It's not like there's any coming off at all, actually. After the second wash, they didn't shed anymore. They got rid of all their loose fibers. So after the first month or so of the brush's life, it is going to look although it's crap. It is. You're going to be like, oh my god, it's bleeding. There's hair everywhere. Just chill. Just write it out. It's fine. Brushes will do that sometimes, particularly this range, but this is the really cheap version, like the low end of the Morphe brush range. These ones, these are the M range, the more well-known brushes. This one is the M43, the M509, and the M433. This guy, oh my god guys, you need this one. This is like perfect for laying down colour, getting into the outer crease, for blending up into the crease, for under eye. This is your all over go-to baby. Yeah. These ones, like this one, like it doesn't bleed because the bristles are this colour. They did shed, like this one did shed a little bit when I first washed it, but it didn't shed after that. Again, brush guards, you need brush guards to keep them in their shape. I do still need to pick up brush guards because, as you can see, this is fairly splayed, but they wash amazingly well. They dry really, really quickly. One second. This bad boy, this is one of their dense sort of long kabuki duo fiber things. This guy didn't bleed either. This guy is the M457. It's sort of the longer bristled version of the M444. If you can't get the M444, just get this one. Just get it. It's slightly longer in the bristles, but it is amazing, 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 and it dries super quickly. Like you could wash it in the evening and it'll be dry for morning, pretty much. As long as you don't have too much product buildup, it's really easy to clean. I did leave it like 2 weeks. I did use it for 2 weeks and it did have a lot of product buildup, and I did have to get in there, so I didn't have my my marigolds on, so it hasn't completely gotten clean. But yeah, it does tend to brush up really well, scrub up really well even. When I wash my brushes, I tend to use Dove soap, or I will use Dr. Bronner's magic soap, and I will have on a marigold, and I will use the marigold to brush against, because I can't stand the feeling of soapy bristles on my skin. And you know, when you, after so long, your skin starts to get all pruny and feel weird anyway, and I didn't have my marigolds last time I washed this. That's why it's not as clean as it should be. It's nothing against the brush, it's my incompetence. But these are my favourite ones so far, like the ones I really love. The M433, the M509, amazing for highlight. You could probably use this for powder as well, or contour actually. The M403, blush guys, blush, hello. And you could probably get away with it for like bronzer as well, or powder. And the M457 foundation is a dream with this bad boy, and you don't even need a lot of foundation. It doesn't eat foundation either. I've had a few like kabuki style buffing brushes, and they've eaten foundation. This guy doesn't. As long as you apply the foundation to your face and not like from the hand to the brush to your face, it doesn't eat foundation. I think that's enough talking about brushes. Let's talk about some makeup. As far as face products go, I'm not going to talk too much about foundation because the ones I'm using are ones I have to use for project pans, and it's nothing astounding. You guys all know I love the Facefinity anyway, so it's not really worth mentioning. Nothing new there. But as far as highlight goes, hala, I've been seeing loads of people mentioning this. This isn't a project pan of mine, but it's in a project pan because I love using it, so I know I'm going to go through it. This is the Vivid Baked Highlight in Golden Lights from Revolution. Makeup Revolution. There is a swatch of that. Oh, guys, on my cheekbones right now. Awesome stuff. I freaking love this. I apply it with that Morphe highlighting brush, as you can kind of see, possibly. That's what it should look like on this side. It should be that high. I'm wearing away slowly and steadily. I freaking love it. It is beautiful. For blushes, I had been loving two of them. This first one is now finished, so I'm going to have to find a new love. This is the Nude Mauve from Max Factor. It was beautiful. I used to put this on the sort of apples of my cheeks, and as a base I would put the Lancome Brune Roche that I showed in a recent haul video. This is beautiful. It's a nice alternative to a bronzer. It's really subtle, and it's just sort of warmed up the face enough without the need for a bronzer. I have 3 eyeshadows to share with you. These are all in a use up project. This first one is Pearl 1 from MUA. It's very similar to the it's almost, yeah, it's very similar. Not quite though. Where is it? Here it is. It's very similar to the Revolution highlight, but not quite as gold. It's more of a white base, and I use that in the inner corner as a highlight. Been absolutely loving it. It totally brightens up my eye looks. Then we have the Shimmering Sienna from Revlon. This is discontinued. I definitely know that. It's a really sort of burnt or rusty color. There are several other shades like this that other companies do, but just this general look I've been loving, having it in the outer V sort of blended in. I don't have it on today, unfortunately. I wish I did. But I've been loving this. I kind of wish I was getting more use out of it ages ago. I probably wouldn't own the eyeshadow anymore if I had. And then we have this little jar from Barry M, and this is in the shade 39, and I believe the name is Tan. This is a gorgeous loose eyeshadow. So it's like a rose gold shade, and that's what I have on my lids today. As you can see, these two go beautifully together. Amazingly well. And lastly for eyes is the Master Ink from Maybelline, and I don't have this on today, but I'll tell you what I've been doing with it. Here's a quick swatch of it. You can see how dark it is, and what I've been doing is taking an eyeliner brush and getting the product onto the brush and then smudging it along the lash line, because I do find sometimes, you know, when you're applying it with an applicator, you can accidentally go really thick really quickly, whereas if you use a brush you have a lot more control over it because you can get right down there without it being awkward. Like, the handle of a brush is a lot thinner than this, and it gives you a lot more control, because whilst you're holding this here, you're not holding the actual applicator, so it's still got a lot more give than what you would like. So give that a try if you're struggling with eyeliner. Try putting the liquid onto your brush and using it that way. And lastly, for makeup items, I have lip products. First of all is one I'm wearing at the moment, and this is Crystal Baby from Estee Lauder. I've forgotten how much I love this. This is a beautiful, beautiful lipstick. It actually kind of reminds me of Chanel's Boy, but a little more warm toned. It is beautiful, and I've just kind of been putting this on just even while I'm about the house, just using it as like a lip balm, and it's just kind of been my go-to when I go out as well. It's just, it brightens up my face, it feels nice on the lips, and it's really glossy, and it goes with pretty much every look, so it's awesome. And then on days where I'm wanting something brighter, I've been using this combination. This is Revlon Cherries in the Snow and number 7's Romantic Soul. As you can see, they're practically the same colour. I think Romantic Soul is just a bit more purple. And what I've been doing is putting Romantic Soul over the top of Cherries in the Snow, and it just has this really nice sort of like a slight ombre effect to it. Cherries in the Snow sort of brings out the purple reflect in Romantic Snow, Romantic Soul even. But I have been enjoying these two together. I also want to share a couple of oils with you. The first one is the Aussie 3 Miracle Reconstructor oil, and this has macadamia oil, jojoba oil and avocado oil, and I just take a couple of pumps of this. I say a couple, I mean like 10, and I use this from the underside of my hair to the outer of the hair. I always go from the underside out because it doesn't matter so much if the underside looks a bit oily. And plus, that's where all my knots tend to start forming, is on the underside, where it sort of rubs against my clothes and on the pillow and things like that. And this is a very lightweight oil, so even using 10 pumps, it's not going to weigh my hair down a whole lot. Sometimes I will just take a pump or two and use it as sort of like a finisher, just tame flyaways and such. It's a really, 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 really nice oil. It's a lot nicer than the L'Oreal Elvive oil, and it's nicer than the organic spray oil. The Moroccan oil is nicer than that. This is the biz. And then we have the Palmer's Cocoa Butter moisturizing oil, and this has soya, sesame and safflower oils in it. I think it has even more than that actually. It has soya, sesame oil, safflower oil. No, those are the only oils. And it also has cocoa butter in it. As you can see, I've only used a little bit of this bottle, but I have used it a lot of times. I used to use this in the bath. I used to use a capful in the bath. I'd go through it super quickly, and then I tried using it as a spray on my body, and again I'd go through it super quickly. The way to get the most money out of this is to just put it on your hands and massage it in. It goes way further, you lose less, and you use less as well. I think mostly when I was using the spray oil, I was spraying on and just leaving it rather than massaging it in, so I'd drench myself in this oil, and I wasn't getting the full benefits of it. So now I put it in my hand and then massage it in, and I use this not every day, I use it like every second or third day, usually in the morning or after a shower, but I have been loving it. And my last favourite is a book, and that is The Power Secret by Karen Swan. I haven't finished it yet, but I know it's going to have a good ending. By that, I don't necessarily mean a happy ending, I mean a well-written, plot-driven ending. But I love it. I love Karen Swan. She writes amazing books with strong, motivating female characters. They always have good, strong friendships, and they also have very sort of family driven feels to it, and I just love her writing style. I love the topics that she picks. Anything this woman writes, I will read, And yeah, so the Paris Secret, or just Karen Swan in general, is a favourite this month. So those are my July favourites. I am hoping to make favourites a more regular thing on my channel again. I'm probably going to try and incorporate lots of things, and maybe incorporate TV and music into it. And yeah, let me know what you think of that. And if you've tried any of these things, let me know what you think. And if you can recommend any books to me, like chiclety books, because I have a huge library in the city centre that I can go to, and it has amazing amounts of books. A lot of them are chiclets, so recommend me things. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching, and bye bye.